Right guys, welcome back to Meadows Rods. This is part 2 of our series on the Peugeot 308cc GT. It's a mouthful. We've done a bumper replacement at the back. If you haven't seen that video, watch this video finish, then go back and check that video out if you're interested in how to replace your PDC sensors or the rear bumper. So stay tuned, and in this episode we're going to show you how we're going to recondition the headlight. The left hand side one's obviously been replaced at some point. It's a lot newer looking, so you've got this image of old and new, and we don't like that, so we're going to get this headlight looking new. Right guys, so in this episode, like I promised, we're going to be doing a headlight refurbishment. If you have a look here, this is the older, probably original headlight. It's a little bit, it's got like a yellow haze to it, so obviously the UV's taken its toll on this headlight. That's the one we're working on. This is the clearer, obviously replaced headlights at some point, and the idea is to get these two looking the same, or at least quite close. And the process we're going to follow is a polishing process with sandpaper. So if we have a look here, I'm going to start off with 1000 grit sandpaper. I'm going to work my way up to a 1200 grit. Then I'm going to work my way up to a 2000 grit. At that point it should be pretty clear, and from there I'm going to put a little bit of rubbing compound, and after that a little bit of wax polish just to protect the headlight when it's done. Got a cleaning cloth to wipe and assess my work as I'm doing it. A little bit of soapy water to keep the sandpaper clean, and a little dish sponge or a cloth. And what we like to do with this is sometimes on the high spots, so the corner pieces, is we rather wrap the sandpaper in the sponge and sand on it. It just takes away your finger pressure points so that you're not too hard on one area. Although with headlights we could just wrap our hand and go lightly over it. All we're doing is eliminating the scratches we've just made till a point that it can be polished, and the polish then removes the final scratches, and then you get a perfect finish. And that's what we're going to be doing. So hopefully that's going to work out well. Another thing we do need though is a little bit of masking tape to protect our paintwork from our over sand, just in case. So we'll be taping up our paintwork and getting sanding. So let's do this. Alright guys, so we've wrapped and strapped our vehicle, we're protecting our paintwork, we've gone all the way around. Carter's done a nice detailed job of protecting every little corner. We just don't want to create work when we're doing this. The idea is to make the car better, get the headlight looking great, and not damaging the paintwork. And the only way to do that is to either remove the headlight, work on it separately, or protect the paint. And we've done that. So I'm happy the car's protected. We've got our process lined up ahead of us, all our products are ready, and Carla's going to get polishing. Let's go, Carla. Let's see how you work your magic. Right, so Carla's going to start with the 1000 grit sandpaper. A little bit of soapy water just to keep the sandpaper clean. Spray your sandpaper, spray your headlight, get all the grit out of there. We want to be sanding in straight lines, not circles, so that we can get a nice clean finish on it. And you'll see as you're sanding, the actual water starts looking yellow that's rubbing off, and that's the coat of plastic you're taking off effectively, or the protective coat that's gone yellow. So your water or the detergent should start going yellow as you're sanding. It means you're getting rid of that layer and those impurities that are causing the dullness. I'm sure you can see on the left hand side there all that yellow running off, and you can almost feel the rough spots when you're sanding, and you want to get those rough spots off until it all sands pretty smoothly. If you've done this before, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's where the sandpaper feels a little bit rough. Those are obviously the more affected areas. We know it'll never be a new headlight. The idea is to just make it better and more presentable. That's the aim of this project. If you feel like you're not getting off enough on 1000 grit, you could always step it down to an 800 grit to get more off, but that means you've got an extra process to go. So you'll carry on with the 800, then the 1000, and so forth and so on. Guys, it's looking murky. At this point you're going to be like, oh no, what have I done? This is what you want. I promise you it's going to look awesome. Okay, keep cleaning your paper. keep cleaning your headlight. Especially when you're moving from 1000 grit to 1200 grit, you want that headlight clean. You don't want any of the leftover 1000 grit on that headlight. It's just going to create more scratches again. The new headlight on this car is about 120 pounds. The materials we're using is probably like 20 pounds worth. Plus this you can use for multiple projects, so we can't price that into one job. Alright guys, now we step it up. We're going to step it up to 1200 grit paper. Okay, I think that's our 1200 done. Wipe up all our muck. You should start seeing a little bit clearer picture. Still murky, but less murky, if that makes sense. You can start getting an idea of how it's getting on, and I think they're starting to look pretty awesome. It's not as murky as before. Starting to look clear. Bit of a ways to go to get there. Okay, so we're going to do exactly that again. We're going to go 2000 grit one more time and dry it up and get some compound on there. That's done it justice, huh? I reckon we're good for compound. You want to go cordless? Okay guys, so I'm getting my little sponge ready with an attachment, Velcro attachment for the cordless drill to put our rubbing copper. You can do this by hand. It will just take a little bit longer, but it can be done. Okay, the compound I'm going to be using, anything that stays on the shelf for long, you just shake it up. Doesn't matter what liquid it is. Get it all mixed up good. I'm using a Halford's rubbing compound. We're not sponsored by them in any way. We're just using the product because they were convenient as a shop. Put a couple of dabs on the headlights and we'll work it in. Right, so I like to apply a couple of spots and then manually just rub it in to get it everywhere so you don't have a dense area. So all I'm doing is spreading the love. It does get pretty hot if you are using a cordless or a power tool. We probably go over it twice and we should start looking at a clear headlight. Okay, so we'll give it a good wipe up and we should start seeing a positive result. Okay guys, so we've waited 5 minutes. I've replaced my sponge. That one was quite clogged up with the compound, so I've taken a new little sponge to buff it out. So you can see they're starting to look good, eh? Here we go. I think we are sorted on our headlight. Just like that, a few quick, easy steps, guys, and we can already see it's looking awesome. Gonna give it a quick wash down. No more yellow. Okay, final polish color says. So I'm doing a little bit of the super hard shell finish. So we just apply some to our applicating sponge. We'll rub it into place. Let it sit for 5 minutes until it's dry. It's got a residue. I'm not too worried about getting this on the body. It's just going to help the sad looking paint. This is a softer process. Make sure we get it everywhere, spread it evenly, steal some from there. All we're trying to do now, guys, is protect the work we've done and get it shining. Right, so now that we've let our turtle wax go off, we're going to take a separate applicator, our buffing applicator, and buff it out. Okay, so that's our headlight polished up, guys. I think Carla and I have done a brilliant job. Carla's going to zoom in on it. It's our new headlight. Well, not new, our new looking headlight. And that's the replaced one. Alright guys, so that's it on the video of the headlights. We're doing a full series on this car. But if you like our videos, please carry on liking, sharing, subscribing. Do it yourself. Put these things back on the road. Nice one, Carla, I love it. Menace rides.